Welcome to the Enigma Daily, everybody. Tuesday edition. And you know what we talk about around here on Tuesdays? That's right. UFOs, UAPs, conspiracies, government cover-ups. And right now, I gotta be honest, had a lot of topics come up on the radar today because they lie to us so much. But I've narrowed it down to something I think is very important that has a little bit of historical history that came through. This dropped about 2 days ago. I want to say October 18th. So as you know how we do around here, we only talk about current events on this channel. If you want to see the longer form content, go back to the landing page after this video, go over to the main channel, the Ancient Enigma Files, subscribe, and dig right in. But for today, let's get right into it. This story comes right out of Washington, D.C. Mark Rubio came forward, and he actually made an appearance in a video that's about to drop. I'm going to put it up here real quick, called The Age of Disclosure, right? And what Mark Rubio comes out and says, they're using some bombastic wording here, saying that Mark Rubio drops a bombshell in the new documentary Age of Disclosure, claiming that UFOs and UAPs have been reportedly hovering over restricted nuclear facilities across the United States. He's actually wrong. They've been doing it for 50 years, and they've been doing it all over the globe. In fact, they've probably been doing it closer to 70 years, since the 1950s that they've been doing this type of stuff. And if you've been in the UAP, UFO, alien disclosure game as long as a lot of us have, then you know the deal. There's actually been several videos that have been put out and reports come out about how these crafts will show up and literally shut down the entire power structure of the facility. And I've even seen a video that I didn't make a story out of it, about what appears to be a UFO UAP knocking down a nuclear warhead over some testing way back in the day. I might actually look that back up and put that into circulation on the channels. However, so digging into this right now, Rubio's statement is just one of, a bunch that are coming forward right now dealing with this UAPs, UFOs, aliens living in the oceans, 3-Eye Atlas heading this way. I'm about to do a follow-up story on that afterwards. Go to my Instagram and TikTok to check that out. And it's the same old, same old. It might be new to a lot of people, but guys that have studied it. Like I said, one of the first books I ever read was The Day After Roswell. And it says exactly what happens, what we did right after the Roswell crash went down. And we farmed out all of this equipment and all this technology, although we did have nuclear weapons by then. And so, however, there's a theory that states why these crafts started showing up was because we were doing nuclear testing. I think that's partly true, but they weren't showing up. They were coming out of the earth. I've stated this before. They're already here. They live here with us. They live in the earth, in the oceans. They live here. And I think that's what they're trying to slow roll disclosure right now. I don't know what's going on with this 3-Eye Atlas. I haven't really taken it that serious, but I'll start looking at it pretty soon. But the strangest pattern is with these craft is that they say they hover over the bases. Sometimes they land. There's a videotape that was, redacted and taken away of one of the meetings. And they were basically telling them, stop messing with these nukes. And it makes sense, because if we destroy the top of the world, we're a symbiote, planet. Whatever goes on below us affects us up top, vice versa. And that's what they're coming forward right now saying. It's funny that they would use Mark Rubio to step forward and do this. I don't know why, but they did. But everybody that's been around has known this for a long time. And one of the things that Rubio is talking about right now is that they're using him to try to inject this theory into the mainstream media. I haven't watched this Age of Disclosure documentary yet. I probably won't watch it, to be honest with you. It's old news to me, but if you guys want to see it, the link to this video article will be in the description of the video. You guys can check it out. But it's nothing that you never heard. It's 80-year global cover-up. Like I said, it's been going on for a very, very, very long time, right? And so I can't play it for that disclosure reason. So here's what you need to keep in mind what's going forward on this. Even when you look to the scriptures, the Bible talks about a great deception that'll take place, a great lie, where it's be so convincing that even the elect will fall for it. I had a conversation on my other channel with somebody talking about what do I think about UFOs, aliens, or whatever, demons, angels. I think it's all true. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. I don't think God stopped when he created humans. I don't think Earth was the only thing that he created. I do believe in the firmament. I don't think anything that can get in and can get out without his permission. I do believe that. But also, I do believe that angels and demons are real as well. And I think that the God, Jesus, the creator, is everybody's God all over, everywhere. But I do also believe that demons will often take on the appearance of aliens or pretend to be aliens or to be extraterrestrials based on some of the interviews I've done and some of the articles that I've read. And also, it's very fascinating to me is that it's not the first time it happened. The Watchers in the book of Enoch, they came down, pretended to be gods. The same thing in the Anunnaki, the Enki Enlil story from the Sumerian tablets. They came from the sky, pretended to be gods. Satan, hides himself as pretends to be a bringer of light. So when you see these things showing up, you don't really know what they are. And again, we've been lied to forever. Your grandparents' grandparents have been lied to. You've been lied to about everything. Everything you've been lied to. So naturally, we just don't trust anybody, right? And so even if you go down every rabbit hole you go down to regards to the New World Order and the one world government, they all talk about, Project Bluebeam, which is, a mass deception to believe, that these aliens are here, false alien invasion, whatever it takes to unify the globe, things like that. But also, too, there's a strong theory that I put together about how, if the rapture is real. I know some people believe it, some people don't. It doesn't matter. If you're here, you're here. You got to deal with it. That they would use an alien invasion, an alien abduction to say the rapture happened, that they came here, the rapture didn't happen. They just took us. They took people that we care about, and that we need to prepare for them in the future. So I don't understand what's going on. And my number one question right now for this is that, why now? Why, back to back, there was UAP hearing in November of last year. There was another one this year. I didn't go to the second one. I went to the first one. You can see all that on my main channel. I talked about it. All the beasts out of the book of the Revelations come out of the ocean. That's where they're saying all these alien creatures live now in the oceans. The Bible talks about those who live on the earth, and in the sea. So there's things living inside of our earth. So I don't know what's caused this to come forward now. I don't know what's caused this to, be something that's constantly talked about in front of, the news or, whoever. But I do know this. Sooner or later, they got to take their shot. Sooner or later, they have to, I hate to use the term, but they got to pull the trigger on this scam or this false flag or this Project Bluebeam. Sooner or later, they have to do it. Some people believe it's the whole 2030 they want to do. That's the thing that they want to do, the whole 2030 thing. But I just think that it's very odd, and I find it very odd that right now is the time that they're choosing to come forward and talk about these type of events or whatever. So the documentary is there. Description's in the video. You can go click on it. It's going to be on Netflix, I think. You can go check it out. But it's going to be nothing. There will be nothing new in there to anybody who studied this with any type of intensity whatsoever. So if you're not aware with it, go on there and take a look at it. But hopefully you see this video first. And you know that they're spinning a narrative. The U.S. government, not just the U.S. government, but all governments have, a trick they use where they try to quickly as possible get in front of something so they can, build the narrative on it, right? And you can see that with, recent events that took place in Utah, if you know what I'm talking about. They want to spin it and try to control it. So I don't know what's going on, but I do know that do not be deceived. Do not be, be very skeptical with what happens in the future. Anyways, if this is your first time finding this channel, this is a brand new channel. We are the sister channel of the Ancient Enigma Files. If you want to see our long form content, our interview-based content where people come on and tell us their stories, go back to the landing page. Right underneath it, you'll see a highlighted channel. Click on that, go over there, give us a subscribe, and enjoy all of our bodies of work. However, I would ask that you would help us build this channel here. Give us a subscribe, give us a thumbs up, leave any comments or questions you might have, and I'll get at them. But also, you can give us a thumbs down if you want. But if you give us a thumbs down, Just let us know what we can do better, because we are trying to improve this product. And our format here is we go live Monday through Friday. That's it. Around at noon Eastern Standard for 10-15 minutes talking about current recent events that are happening in the world. Basically, it's my morning show, or morning to me. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. Let me know what you think, and we will see you guys tomorrow. We're out.
Subscribe now and turn on the notifications to join us on this extraordinary journey into the unknown.